And talking about Yanic Konan Niederhauser, I'm gonna abbreviate it for the sake of this video, simply calling him Yanic Konan. He is definitely a freak athlete, like I mentioned in the title, probably the best center athlete in the entire draft, and he showed that during the draft combine. I mean, the guy measured at a 33.5-inch standing vertical leap, the second best of the entire draft combine, not only among centers but every player at the draft combine, so that's very impressive. Then recorded a max vertical leap of 37 inches, the best of any center at the combine by 3 full inches, and yes, that's definitely a lot, don't let anyone tell you otherwise. All joking aside here though, that was very impressive. Any center that has a vertical leap of over 30 inches for a standing vertical, or then over 35 for a max vertical leap, is absolutely elite athleticism, and that's definitely the case for Yanic Konan. Then on top of that, definitely showed athletic ability in the shuttle time, having the fastest shuttle time of any big man, recording a 2.84 second time shuttle, a 3/4 sprint time of 3.2 seconds, also the best of any center, and then the second fastest lane agility time, clocked in at 11.45 seconds of any center at the draft combine. So no matter what way you look at it, the guy's an elite athlete. Whether you're talking about vertical leap, shuttle time, simply on-court speed, or whatever it might be, the guy's a great athlete. But then to go along with it, he is also one of the biggest and tallest guys in the entire draft, measuring at over 6'11" barefoot, recording a 6'11¼ inch height. That means he's definitely over 7 feet tall in shoes, and obviously will be playing in shoes. Then to go along with that, measured at a 7'3¼ inch wingspan, which is very good compared to his height, a +4 differential, and that's pretty good. Then having a 9'3" standing reach, also very good. Then weighing in at a solid 243 pounds. Pretty good in my opinion, and he definitely showed to be a sturdy, reliable presence down low at college. And then even to go along with that, kind of for the icing on the cake here, does have big hands. Having the 4th largest or 4th longest hand length of any center at the draft combine, measuring in at 9.5 inches. So definitely very impressive, great athlete, great measurements, and even big hands to go along with it. Pretty much the golden triad for a center you want to take, and kind of the fundamentals or baseline level for a center you want to draft. With that in mind here though, how about his intangibles, his age, and then of course what he does on the court? Well, to begin, he is 22 years old, kind of a older draft pick, and that's kind of why he's not a first round draft pick or projected to be a first round draft pick or early second round draft pick. Many believe that he's already near his ceiling, which isn't a bad thing per se in my opinion, kind of hinting that he's more NBA ready in my opinion, and for a team like the Lakers or any contender for that fact, that could actually be a pro, not a con. But then on top of that, the fact that he is kind of unknown has made him a second round draft pick. One scout was even quoted by saying that the draft combine was the first time that many of us saw him play, which is kind of crazy to me in my opinion. Yes, he did play at a mid-major D1 college for his first 2 years, playing at Northern Illinois, and definitely did keep him under the radar and away from the eyes of many NBA draft scouts. But then during the last year of college, did play at Penn State, which, although is not a big-time basketball college, is definitely a higher D1 level college, and we do have plenty to go off here with him. Good competition level for the past year, definitely has grown into his game, and there's a lot to like about Yanic Konan. So with all of that in mind here, would he be a good fit and worth taking for the Lakers in the NBA draft? Let's talk about it. And to begin, to kind of give you a frame of reference for the player we're talking about, I'd compare him to a guy like Jared Allen for a current NBA player, or for a former NBA player, probably a guy like Chris Birdman Anderson, actually a LeBron former teammate. And that kind of means to me, or what you should take from that, is that he is a great athlete, definitely a lob threat, good rim protector, and definitely has a lot of athleticism here to look at. And not only that, but Yanic Konan directly compared himself to Jared Allen. Pretty much both the guy that he tries to play like, the guy that he tries to model his game after, and here's what he had to say about it.
I really like to watch Jared Allen. I like the way he blocks the ball, I like the way he plays above the rim. I also like to watch Anthony Davis, he also being a big lob threat. And yeah.
If you have to get it for yourself a pro comp, who would it be?
I'll tell myself Jared Allen. Yeah.
Be a good guy to have.
Yanic, what?
Like I said, he definitely is that Jared Allen, Chris Anderson type of player. Definitely a great athlete at the 5, definitely a lob threat, and we'll talk about why that's a good fit for him. So to kind of go along with that, we'll go through 3 different strengths and weaknesses to break down his game. And beginning with the strength here, like I said, that Isabeau's lob threat ability is a very good dump off guy around the rim and very good within 5 feet of the rim. Probably and likely the best vertical athlete in the entire draft in my opinion. I mean, again, having a 37-inch max vertical leap, then on top of that, having over a 6'11" frame, obviously even taller in shoes, so definitely is going to be a great lob threat. That's going to be a day one strength for him, and theoretically should make him a great fit with a guy like Luka Doncic. I mean, simply put, that's what Luka likes to play with. That's kind of his priority number one to play with at the 5, and even something he made clear directly to Rob Pelinka and the Lakers. He wants to play with the lob threat. That's why they tried to trade for Mark Williams. That's why they're making it a gigantic priority this summer. And theoretically, Yanic Konan would be a great fit for that. Again, maybe not for their 1A option, but maybe for a backup center off the bench. He definitely can fill that role for a team. He definitely has already done it, and is a great athlete, if not the best athlete, definitely at center in my opinion, in the entire NBA draft. So that's a definite strength for him. But then moving toward a weakness here, and that would have to be limited exposure to perimeter defense. Last season during his time at Penn State, although he was a very good rim protector, and we'll talk more about that, they had him play more as an exclusive drop coverage guy and really tied to the rim, which isn't a bad thing per se. It led to him having great block numbers and overall as a very good rim protector, measured well in that regard, but it did limit his exposure to perimeter defense and the amount of tape we had to look on it with him. Didn't switch much on defense, didn't guard the perimeter very often. Even when he did, it didn't look that great, and probably from him not doing it very much, so there is something to worry about with him. Probably can't play a switch-happy defense, and might not be the best fit for a scheme that does employ a lot of switching, does employ a lot of even hedging, and I guess he did pretty good in that regard. But maybe not the best switchable defender at the 5. Is a great athlete, but more so in regard to vertical and north to south athleticism, not really side to side athleticism, at least from what we've seen so far anyway. Now again, he did score well in the lane agility drill at the draft combine, which is a good indicator of side to side athleticism, but like I said, the eye test shows that he might not be a switchable defender, and I wouldn't draft him for that specifically. It may or may not be a strength for him, but it could also be a weakness for him, and simply the fact that we haven't seen him do it very much. But then moving back to his strength, and for him that definitely would be rim protection. I've hinted at it, and it definitely is something he does well. The guy led the entire Big Ten in blocks per game last season, averaging 2.3 per game, 12th of any D1 player at the entire D1 level, and that's very impressive. Or then before transferring to Penn State, led the entire MAC conference, Mid-American Conference, in blocks per game during the 2023-24 NBA season or college year, having 2.1 blocks per game. So no matter what way you look at it, great shot blocker, and to go with it, has great timing. I mean, the guy averaged nearly as many blocks per game as he did fouls per game last year, having 2.3 blocks per game to only 2.5 fouls per game. So not only very good timing, but also very good discipline. Even the fact that he's a great athlete, that doesn't mean that he's jumping at literally anything and everything. He's actually waiting for the shot to go up, not getting too physical, not swatting and swinging his arms at everything again, but actually having great timing, and you definitely do need that at the NBA level. And then to go with that, actually showed to be a very good post defender too. Kind of a throwback trait and not something that's very common in the current modern NBA, but something you definitely do need for certain matchups and against certain players too. And for Yanic Konan, he definitely showed the ability to do it. Has a very strong, sturdy 243-pound frame, could benefit from maybe adding 5 pounds to that, but definitely a good baseline for him. And then on top of that, has strong hips and a very quick second jump to go with it. So very disciplined, like I said, doesn't foul very much, has great timing, is a good post defender, and should translate to NBA defense very well in my opinion. So definitely a strength for him. But I think that'll pretty much do it for this one. And if you enjoyed the video, then I'll greatly appreciate it if you dropped a like, hit that subscribe button if you have not already, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss out when I upload a video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day or night.